Hi, this is Mr. Gooden, and today we're going to go through the setup of the drill press. Before I show you the setup of the drill press, I'd just like to introduce you some of the parts of the machine. So right here, most important, we have the start and stop. It's very easy. Start would be green, stop would be red. On this side, we have the depth gauge. I'll teach you about that in a moment. On this side, we have the plunge handles. This is what operates the drilling of the drill press. And then, of course, we have the table. One of the other things that we need to know is that this is the chuck. And the chuck has a key that we call the chuck key. So the chuck key goes into the chuck like that, and I'll explain that next. So when you come up to the drill press and you see that there's a drill bit in there that you don't want to use and you need to use a different one, you have to take it out. And so to take it out, we're going to use the chuck key. And the chuck key, as I said earlier, is going to go into the chuck. Now the chuck key has gears, and so does the chuck. And so those gears need to fit into each other, just like so. Okay, now this particular chuck key has a spring-loaded tip, so it doesn't stand on its own. Therefore, what I do, what I've learned over the course of using this particular machine, is I like to put my right hand around the chuck while I'm putting the chuck key in place, and then I hold it with my fingers. Then I'm going to put the chuck key in my hand. Now, I have seen many students over the course of teaching here try to take or loosen up the bit with just their fingers. It's not going to happen. You need to get the chuck key in your hand with your fingers, and you're going to be pulling up. Okay, so make sure that's in, pushing with your thumb, pulling up with your fingers. And I'm going to make sure that those gears stay in place, and once I get it loosened, I can put the chuck key down. I hang on to the bit so it doesn't just drop out. I got the bit, and then all I'm going to do is loosen this up a little bit by hand, and now I can pull the bit out and then put it where it needs to go. That concludes the setup for the drill press. You should have learned how to take a bit out, how to put one in, and how to adjust the depth gauge. If you still have questions, feel free to ask me during class or Mrs. Heisey if you see her. Appreciate your time and have a safe day. Thanks.